Welcome to this video on if-elif-else conditions. That is actually an extension to what we have seen in the last video, where we now propose alternative ways if the if condition was not satisfied. So again, the if-else construction is a further concept that allows to specify a code segment that is executed if the if condition is false. So let's have a look at this example. So we are defining a variable that is an integer of 1. Then if variable is greater than 1 and is obviously not satisfied in this case, then this print var greater than 1 is not executed, but what is executed is the else body. The else body comes with another colon, another indented body afterwards, and this is executed if the if condition was false. So in this case, var smaller or equal than 1 is printed, and this line is always executed. Again, we have here the similar syntax as in for loops, as in if conditions. We have the else, then the colon, and then the alternative control flow when the if condition was not satisfied. So let's have a look at another example here that is a little bit more extensive, and also you can pause the video here and you can guess what the output is. And there's like a small thing that you can stumble over. This is actually now changing the variable that we are checking in the if condition in the else body. So we have our else body and we are changing the variable that was initially set to 1 to 3, and the if condition becomes true. So again, the Python interpreter is looking at the line where the triangle is, and at this point in time the variable is 1 because we are setting it for the first time. Then we are checking the if condition. It's obviously false, so we are going to the else body. And now in the else body we are changing the variable to 3, and now the if condition becomes true. And the question is, are we going back to the if condition to now check it again, or do we stay in the else part and not going back to if again? So the latter is correct. We are changing the variable to 3, but we are not going back to the if condition again. We are printing the command that is in the else part, and then we are going to the last line that is not part of the if-else construction at all because it's not indented anymore, right? So let's have a look at this example. We have here the variable again initialized with 1. Then we have our if condition that is not satisfied, and what is now appearing here between the if and the else part is a so-called elif, like for else if. And we are having another condition here that is only checked if the previous if or the previous elif, because there can also be multiple elifs, if they were not true, we are checking the if condition, but only if the previous were not correct. So the elif here of variable equals 1, that's actually true. So in the end, var is exactly 1 is being printed, but not the else part. The else part is only executed if none of the if conditions before were true. So you can have always an if condition, then a specific number of elif conditions like 10, doesn't matter, and the elif conditions are checked from top to down, and the first one that was true is executed and all the others are not executed, and if none of them were correct, then the else part is executed. This is how elif works. Let's go to our Jupyter notebook and make another example here. So again, we have a if-else construction. Both needs a colon, but the if condition needs a condition beforehand. So let's just use false here to verify that we definitely are going to fall into the else condition. So in this case, we are going to the else part, so having the corresponding print command here. If the if condition was true, we are executing the if condition. Let's make another example where we have a number of elif conditions. Like this. So if A was 1, we are printing 1. If A was 2, we are printing 2. And now you can see we have more than one elif condition. We have here A is greater than 10, let's say, and here A equals 1. A equals 1 is not satisfying the if condition and is now going to the first elif condition. And we check that neither the if condition or the other elif or the else is executed. What is executed is only the, so we're missing a single quote here. What is printed here is only the one regarding A equals 1 elif. So there's always one printed. So if I come up with something where multiple conditions are true, the first one that was true is the one that is executed. In this case, the if condition was executed or it will be executed because it is the first one that is true, even though the other elif was also true. So this is it from the if-else-elif conditions. So in the next video, we are looking at another data type that is called dictionaries. So stay tuned.